Thank you for having me here today. Thank you, senators, assembly members, members of the press, and most of all, Compassionate Choices. My name is Robert Olvera. I'm a physician. I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force during the Vietnam era, and I'm Emily Rose's father. Until recently, end-of-life options would never have crossed my mind. But last spring, I saw my cancer-stricken daughter confined to a bed, blind, struggling to breathe, with headaches that no medicine could alleviate. "Give me some pills so I can go to sleep, Daddy," Emily said in a barely audible voice. "I don't want to be chemo sick. No one should have to live like this." As a Catholic, I never lost hope. I said every prayer I learned from my days as an altar boy in East Los Angeles. But as a Harvard-educated physician, I knew what was in store for Emily. I knew the end was near. Emily had a rare form of leukemia that crept into our lives when she was only 7 years old. Emily Rose received her last rites before she died in our home in Santa Ana. She had hospice care after a 17-year struggle with leukemia. But she didn't die the way she wanted to. My 25-year-old daughter should have had the option to request a prescription for aid in dying medication to prevent her 4 months of agonizing pain and torture that ended in April of last year. The Catholic Church has taught me that only God has the right to take our lives. But does God want his children to suffer? Cancer destroyed my daughter's brain. I watched Emily Rose decompose in front of me. She suffered horribly as I sat next to her, not being able to do anything. My hands were tied. Seeing a daughter suffer and die slowly is torture. Any parent will tell you that. Why did my little girl have to suffer needlessly from relentless pain at the end of her life? Why did she have to endure medical interventions that produce more pain than relief? All of this left her a shell of who she used to be. Emily Rose didn't want doctors or hospitals. She wanted her dog, her home, her bed, her mother's food, her surroundings. Emily couldn't get medication because it is illegal. I would not have given it to her, but if she had wanted it, she could have had it had we known about Oregon. We would have left in a heartbeat. This was in April. In November, I heard about Brittany's story, and they paralleled each other so much, I felt compelled to come out here and talk to you about this. Emily Rose had to die from cancer, dehydration, starvation, and sedation. It was not a pretty sight. The film keeps playing over and over in my mind again. Any of you that have children, think about this. Think about the legislation. Think about what you're going to do. You have to go from your heart. All of us will eventually meet our Maker, whoever that is, whoever you believe in. I'm at peace knowing that Emily Rose is now in heaven because we talked about heaven and we also talked about hell. I, too, came from a Hispanic background where not only did we not go see doctors, you did not become a doctor. Mm-hmm. My dad was a sheet metal worker, and he still gets a free cup of coffee anytime he talks about me to his friends. Well, Emily's in heaven now, where she's running free from cancer, and hopefully she has her vision, and her and Brittany have met up and made friends. I pray to God for the passage of the End-of-Life Options Act. Without this law, dying Californians in innumerable pain face a severe threat to their dignity of their lives as it comes to an end. I was told, how can I talk about death? How can I help people die? That's not my calling. My calling is to help people. Well, this may be a newsflash, but part of life is death. Everyone in here will pass. I will fight for you, Emily Rose. I will fight for Brittany Menard and other terminally ill Californians so they don't have to go through what you went through. Life is tough without you, Em. You are always in our hearts. God knows how much we miss you, but you don't suffer anymore. Thank you.